Hi there from Northern Alberta, Canada. Welcome to my channel. I'm Christy. I'm so glad you're here joining me today in my vlog. So in today's video, it is a little bit of food preservation and gardening. It is December and we are very cold here, so we can't do any outside gardening, but I am doing some indoor gardening downstairs in a tower garden. So in today's video, I am actually going to be putting some seedlings into my hydroponics tower garden. So I'll be taking you along for that, as well as I'm doing some curing. I'm curing some pork chops that I bought. I actually purchased a case of pork chops that were, I think they were 35 bucks or something like that for a case of pork chops. And I have a whole bunch of them that we're not gonna use because they have such a, commercial pork is not something we're used to. I'm not used to it, so I'm struggling using it in my day-to-day cooking. So I thought I would make some Canadian bacon out of it. So I made just a basic brine recipe, and then we're gonna smoke it in our Bradley smoker. It's kind of cold today, but it's not so bad, so I'm gonna give it a wing. I'm gonna wing it. Yeah, in this video, you'll see me make a concentrate for a brine, and then I dilute it and mix it into some pork chops and let them marinate. And we'll go take a look at our grow room and show you what I'm planting and some of the things I have going on in there. There's lots more to come from that in future videos, but it's just today was just a fun little thing we're doing. And right now I'm gonna go smoke some pork chops because they should be ready to smoke. They should have been cured since yesterday. So let's go see if we can get this Bradley smoker to temp and get some pork chops smoking. And yeah, I'm excited. I'll see you back here in a bit. I've never used this brand before. Brand new to me, don't know, just winging it. I did, like when I ran this tower garden before, I used the solution that you buy with this tower like system. It's just so expensive, and I wanted to try this Canadian company and see, because they had some really good reviews on Amazon. So I have no idea if it's gonna work. I have no idea if I put the right amount for the reservoir. I'm assuming I did based on my math, but I failed math. So anyway, so yeah, we'll just kind of keep you updated and show you how it's going. I am planning to try some like bok choy and some different varieties of lettuce as well. I'm going to bring some soil into the garage so it can thaw, and I would like to plant some seeds and set them up on my grow shelves. And that'll be a later video. I just wanted to kind of let you know that that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm planning to grow here in my basement while I'm, getting prepared for my grow season to begin. I will be starting seeds for the flower farm in January 1st, actually. I think January 1st I'm starting carnations, and I'm not starting lysianthus. Those are already growing, not here, but they are already growing for me. I have like several thousand seedlings of lysianthus that are already growing for my 2023 season. So I don't have any of that here at home, but I do have some seedlings that I will be trying to force. I was thinking about doing pansies and getting, in another couple weeks I can start some tulips to try to force inside the house as well under grow lights, just to see how they'll do. And I might try some daffodils just to see if I can. Well, I'm not sure yet on what I'm gonna have space for, because I'm pretty sure I could grow all the vegetables and all the greens and all the things. And it will just kind of overwhelm me and not have enough space, and I'll need to renovate another room to have as a grow room. But for now, I'm just working on the tower garden. I'm waiting for some of the little cup things. They are missing. I had used up my inventory and I threw some away because they were too rooted in the last time I grew in this tower. And so basically what I'm gonna do is, I do have some, but they don't fit this. I'd have to modify them, and I have to actually take it apart in order to put those cup things in. So I'm waiting for the ones that I ordered right directly from the company, but they were like 4 times more expensive to buy them from the company than they were to order them on Amazon and modify them. So we'll see. I do think it's a very expensive, it's extremely expensive. So what I want to also try and see if there's any research I can find about making my own compost tea to go in there. So I might actually see about using worm castings and see how that works. So, because this kind of can get expensive. I put a very light concentrate in there, but I will be having to increase it as the plants get bigger. These are a low energy plants. Like lettuce doesn't take a lot of energy or light to grow. So it does take light to grow, but not a lot, and it doesn't take a lot of nutrients to grow it. It's not a heavy feeder like a tomato or a cucumber. So I'm planning to just plant this out with mostly greens. I would like to do some arugula, some basil, and another variety of lettuce, and definitely some bok choy. The reason I want to do bok choy is because I am participating in the pantry challenge in January and February, and I want to have bok choy growing in here because I have wontons, like a case of wontons to use, and I want to make soups because that's my favorite. My favorite soup is wonton soup. So I wanted to make sure I have bok choy growing in my house so that I don't have to buy it and I can still do it and have my favorite thing. So anyway, now it's kicking on and it's gonna mix in and feed those little seedlings. I know they don't need it, but that's why it's a really light concentrate. It's just gonna give it a little bit of nutrients in the water and just a tiny smidgen bit. And we'll hopefully they do good. I hope I didn't just scorch them or whatever. But okay, so let's go check on those pork chops. I forgot you guys. And my coffee. Can't forget you. It is noon right now, and you can see where the sun is, so we don't have a lot of sunshine. And I'm enjoying this beautiful day because sometimes we only get like an hour of actually nice sunshine during the day because it's usually overcast or whatnot. So, but while this is warming up, I thought we would take a little walk over. I let the chickens out, so let's go see how happy they are today. Are you guys happy? Well, despite my best efforts, one of our roosters did get some frostbite. It's hard when you're in a climate that changes so drastically, so quickly. I think it's hard for people to comprehend what extreme climates are like to live in. It's just a part of life we cope with here in our climate, just like some people cope with sunburn. Our animals can't deal with a lot of sunburn. They don't tolerate heat at all. In our climate, it is no joke. You have to be climatized. I do know better than to have animals with wattles and combs. But with the addition of infrared heaters in our chicken coop, I thought it would be okay. Surprisingly, this may surprise you, it stayed very dry and frost-free in the coop during the time when we had those 50 below wind chills, or 58 below below Fahrenheit wind chills, so 50 degrees Celsius wind chills. It was blowing right onto this coop, and the infrared heaters, they kept the frost out. So with frostbite that we deal with, the cold temperature isn't the problem. It's the chill and the humidity. That is the culprit here. So if something starts to sweat, get too warm, it can cause frostbite because there's more vapor or more, like there's just more humidity. That's one of my biggest concerns. Like when I'm outside, if I start sweating and I'm in a wind, I know I need to be very, very cautious that I don't get frostbite, because it is always to do with the temperature and the humidity that will be what gets you in the end. I mean, of course, there's sheer cold, right? If you get too cold and you get hypothermic, that's another whole other ball game. But in this case, for these chickens, I think what happened is right after we broke out of that temperature, the 50 below temperature, or 50 below Celsius wind chills that were blasting the side of this building, and it was 40 below. The ambient temperature was 40 below. It was still 25 below Celsius in the coop, but it was dry. It was there was no humidity in there. And as soon as that broke, we got a bit of snow and the humidity went sky high. All of our windows in the house frosted up. The humidity was ridiculous. And it seems like that's when he may have got that frostbite, was when there was a spike in humidity. 2 heaters in here wasn't enough. There was a lot of vapor in there, and you know, that's something, a lesson to learn, is to make more ventilations that you can open and close, things like that, as we're learning how to keep animals in extreme temperatures. The rest of them are fine. There's one other that dipped his wattles into the water, and so it looks like it's dried out. Like it looks like you get really dry chapped skin. So I'm gonna catch him when Chaz gets home tonight, and we'll put some Vaseline on them and give some healing petroleum jelly stuff, and they'll be good to go. The rooster probably will lose his comb, and that's pretty common for up here. You'll see a lot of animals, they do lose their combs and wattles for those breeds. This is the first time it's happened to me, so I do feel awful. But I do have other chickens that have froze and lost their combs, but not like this, and it bothers me. Of course it would, right? So anyway, that's that update. Let's go check on our smoker. I'm very, very new to smoking with a Bradley smoker. my gosh, I can count on my hands how many times I've used this this smoker. My dad was a meat cutter, like a butcher, and so was my brother. We had two different meat shops. One was called A&A Meat Processors, and that was my dad and my mom before my dad got sick with cancer and had to close the business. Years later, my brother opened a meat shop where he worked with his wife, and that was called Sunset Valley Meats. And so both my dad and my brother both smoked with birch wood, and my dad had built a smokehouse. Brother built a smokehouse, and so this kind of technology is a little foreign to me. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and warm up, have my coffee, and we'll check it in a bit. I'll see you right back here in a little bit. Now I remembered to bring you, but I forgot my coffee outside. I gotta go get that. Can't let that go to waste. It's up to $21 a can now in our local grocery store, so can't waste it. Well, the sun is going to be down here really, really soon, so I think I'm going to pull these chops off. They've been smoking for a while. So you ready to taste the flavor of my childhood?
Oh yeah. That was good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how many child stars?
Like a 12.
A 12?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. Can we see the color of it? Look at nice and cured. It's pink. Sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's really good. Oh.
Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me. I really appreciate you being here, and if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and please be sure to subscribe. I would love to see you here the next time I post a video, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.